One more game to talk about.
Yeah.
To preview.
We can dive into this one deep.
Bills at Bengals. 12-win Bills team, 11-win Bengals team could both win their division. Bills have clinched the East, and so they are going to be the division champion. They're going to host the playoffs. They could host all the way through. They could be the 1 seed here, although that's still to be determined. Bengals trying to clinch the top seed. The Bengals can clinch the division with a win and a Baltimore loss. Can still clinch the number 1 seed, so they can still do that if they win out.
Yeah.
And Kansas City loses 1 game.
Right.
Buffalo clinches the 1 seed with a win and a Kansas City loss. And so you looked at the Bills, and we talked a little bit about the Bengals and how good Joe Burrow is. We'll get back to that. But let's kind of start real quick with the Bills, because I think there's a idea out there is that not everything is clicking, and it seems hard, and it seems all on the right shoulder of Josh Allen, which you have said in the past.
Yeah.
And Dolphins game was kind of like that. Of course, it was against the Chicago Bears, the last game they played, and it was closer probably for most of the game, or more of the game than we thought it would be.
Yep.
So anything new that we're learning about this Bills offense, because they were able to run the ball, but you wonder if that was just because it was the Chicago Bears. So what did you see when you looked at the film a little closer on the Bills offense?
Yeah, I mean, it was a game where you never really sensed Chicago was stopping Buffalo. It was a little bit like we talked about with some of the other games. Buffalo doing some dumb shit. I mean, throwing a curl route to Gabe Davis, first down, and he fumbles the ball as he's getting tackled. Josh Allen, both of his interceptions. One, they're in the red zone fringe, and makes a bad decision, throws it into double coverage in the end zone. The other one, he's throwing a check down to the back, and it was off target. It looked like the wind blew it like 5 feet to the right, and which we saw. Did you see the punt in the game?
No.
They had a punt in the game that hit the 20-yard line, rolled to about the 15, and was going to stop. And the wind blew it to the 2-yard line.
I didn't see that.
It was stopped, and the wind blew it to the 2. So it was really windy. But either way, there were some mistakes there that I'm just trying to say that they made. Chicago's defense is not good. There's no, and I repeat, there is no way the Bills are going to run the ball on the Cincinnati Bengals. There's no way. Is DJ Reader dead? No, he's not, so he's playing. There's no way, all right? There's no way. So I just, again, that's a nice story. They did some things the right way in that football game. They're not going to have those same opportunities. This is an interesting one. I mean, we know it's a good game, and it's close. It's going to be close, and it's 2 awesome quarterbacks. It's one where I look at Ahmed and go, the defenses, I think, have the advantage on both sides. I know. It threw you for a loop there, right?
Yeah.
Well, one, I don't think that Cincinnati, I don't think Buffalo's going to be able to run on Cincinnati. 2, I think that Cincinnati will, 1, be able to play man-to-man on Buffalo. 2, we already know they have a lot of good zone coverages. They're good in both ways there, right? So I could see them really posing some problems. I guess the only thing I'm scared about a little is just that Hubbard, Hendrickson, banged up, not sure. Can they contain Allen and stop him from scrambling and buying too much extra time, right? I think they're going to have a plan for him when it comes to quarterback spy and all of that. They're not going to let him run. But buying time is also part of the element here, that you can't let him just run around back there and make your guys cover for 20 seconds. Nobody can cover that long. So that's the one area I look at to, can they contain him that way? And within that, okay, if it does become crazy, I think Cincinnati would probably elect to blitz a little bit to contain him, and then that's where you can be taking chances. But that would be the only way. I think the Bengals defense is going to pose some real problems for them. I really do. And I don't, again, as you've heard me say all year, there's only one guy that can really separate in Buffalo from man-to-man coverage, and that's Stephon Diggs. Everybody else, they're going to go, well, we feel good about that matchup. We're good with that. And it's not a team that does a lot of cross-use and crosses you and picks you that way, to where I think they'll feel comfortable about playing man-to-man in some certain situations. It's just you can't play man-to-man in his face, blitz, with no safety help. You do that too many times, he's going to burn you. But, yeah, I think the Bengals can really, really give their offense some issues.
I mean, you've been complimenting the Bengals for a while now, saying they're one of the better defenses in the NFL. And you name-checked a few guys in your notes, the linebackers, Logan Wilson, Jermaine Pratt.
Yeah.
You think are special and not getting enough pub?
Definitely. I mean, they're everywhere, every week. Jesse Bates. He's phenomenal.
Von
Bell's phenomenal. The two corners are really good. The rookie Taylor Britt, he can fly. I mean, he's not perfect. He's a rookie, but he's got big talent. So, yeah, there's nothing to look at them and scheme talent-wise. There's not a weakness on the Bengals defense. And then they're playing a team that, is not a good running football team. I'm not ready to go there yet just because they ran successfully against the Chicago Bears, who, like Ahmed, it's funny. Like, they just didn't believe Buffalo would run it. They have running plays where he's handing it off, and the linebackers are running down the field in coverage because they've been told to slow play the run, right? So even on running plays, they're taking 2 steps back in the passing game. Cincinnati's not going to have to worry about that. They're not going to do it that way. Let alone they might be able to do it that way because they're going to just go, hey, DJ Reader, Hill, rest of you big you got it. Now we can worry about all the Josh Allen throws down the field. I just have a hard time thinking Buffalo is going to consider. I can think this game could be sneaky low scoring. Is that crazy to say? I feel like it's crazy to say.
You're leaning towards the under. Maybe that'll be one of your best bets.
Maybe it is. I don't even know what the over-under is, but I could see the Bills also giving the Bengals offense issues as well.
I would guess 48. 49 and a half.
49 and a half. Right.
I'm not even a gambler, really. And I'm just kind of like nailing those almost, basically. 49
and who's favored? The Bengals favored by 2?
Bills by 1.5.
Bills by 1.5. So they're expecting like a 25-24 game, 26-24, whatever,
You're taking the under?
27-23, whatever you want to say there. I feel like I would take the under. It's always scary with guys like this because it's like you shut them out the whole game, and then, they both scored 14 points in the last 3 minutes of the game and made some unbelievable throws. But, yeah, I would feel the under in this one.
So I think one more thing to touch on in this game is the Bills' defense.
Yeah.
Because if you think it's going to be low scoring, they're going to contain Joe Burrow, figure out a way to do it. They definitely contain Justin Fields. Now, obviously, a completely different quarterback and a way of playing, but no one had really done this in the past. 8 straight games Justin Fields had with 60 or more rushing yards, had just 11 in this one, 7 carries. What did they do so well to contain him?
They, it's something I talked about. I knew they would have a plan for Justin Fields. They're just too well coached in Buffalo to not. And, it's one of those things where, again, like I picked Buffalo to win by like 13 or 14 points and cover the spread, but Justin Fields scared me from making a best bet because you're just like, hey, we've seen a few teams think they got a plan. And he's running up the sidelines for 60-yard touchdowns. Fast linebackers, pass rush doing the right things. Pass rush not going past the quarterback. What's the point of rushing upfield and getting behind Justin Fields and leaving gaps between the defensive tackle and the defensive end where he can just run full speed? And now even if you do got a quarterback spy, it's like, yeah, good luck. You're one-on-one against one of the best athletes in football. They kind of just mushed the pocket. The defensive ends never really got on the edge to get pushed by. They kind of just went, hey, we're going to stay right here so we can see you. And if you do break, we can break with you on the outside, and you can't turn the corner. You'll just have to keep kind of floating backwards and throw the ball out of bounds. Some spying of him in certain situations. And then they have 2 athletic linebackers who, if he did make a straight line, beeline for something, they could run with him and at least give him some issues there. But I think those were the big things. I don't know. Did you see anything else in my notes that I left out? As far as that plan of attack, but I think those were the things that jumped out to me.
I think it was good. It should be a good game. We got some good games.
Definitely. And with them on defense, right? Again, Cincinnati can't run the ball all that well, so I don't expect that to be a huge issue.
Right.
And you've heard me say, like, Buffalo doesn't really want to play man coverage. They just want to dabble in it every now and then. They want to play their zones because Frazier and McDermott are awesome. They're the ultimate, right? From you and I have been working. We're going, I don't know what that coverage is, but they got everybody dropping in the place they're trying to throw the ball. They're one of the few teams I look at to go, they might be able to play zones, and because of the simplicity of the Bengals offense, figure out the right spots to drop guys, and, hey, this guy blitzes, but this guy drops out over here. So that's where I could see them giving problems to Joe Burrow too. Even though he's amazing in zones, they have the right mix of creative zone, good enough pass rush to where, he might not be able to just go, oh, wait, there's a hole in the zone. Let me get it out quick. And then it might have to, oh, wait, that part of the zone's not. What is this coverage? Oh, no, the pocket's collapsing, right? I could see that being an issue. I don't think they're going to give them a lot of man-to-man shots. If they do, they're going to lose because whoever is on Tre'Davious White is going to be open. And that's the other thing, too. Like, if the Bills play man-to-man right now and I'm the quarterback of the other team, I'm going, where's 27? And he can't run with our good receivers. That would be an issue.
Man.
But I don't think that's going to be something that they dial up quite often.
Tre'Davious White got to the end of the preview. And
he's just not 100% yet.
Right at the end of the preview.
Well,
he's almost got out scot-free.
One
more thing.
Yeah, he's not hitting on all cylinders there. So that's a problem.
Tough to say who's going to win this game, although the homies were definitely sure that the Bills were going to win the division.
Thanks for watching, homies. Hit subscribe to see all my Unbuttoned videos. You get to see me, Ahmed Fareed, all the big player breakdowns, game breakdowns, player interviews, and my film analysis. So please subscribe. Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Peace out.